Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Chantal and I'm back with another video. So as you guys can already see in the title, I passed my Nclex and I just wanted to tell you guys how I did it and a bit of a story time about it. And I'm gonna be sharing what I use to pass the Nclex as well. My throat is a bit dry. It's like, okay, so I originally scheduled my test for October the 11th. Yeah, so on October the 11th, it says right there, Nclex exam. So anyways, I ended up changing it a bit early. Reason being, everyone that took the Nclex, they passed on their first try. And I remember it was on a Friday. At my school on Fridays, they do, like, you can go there to study or go there for extra help. So I went there and one of my professor, he was like, when are you gonna take it? And I told him, and then he was like, nope, change your date, do it sooner. And I'm like, no, I don't think I'm ready. He's like, nope, change it, do it sooner, you don't want to wait or whatever. And I kept on, I talked to a couple of people about it. I'm like, should I change it, da da da, and I was like kind of like a bit indecisive about changing the date. And for the time being, I kept it, so I didn't end up changing the date. So one of my classmates, they called me and they're like, you know what, a lot of people that took it passed it, so I'm gonna change my date to tomorrow. And I'm like, I don't know about that. So the next day I reached out to the girl. I'm like, did you pass? Or, you know, like, how did it go? She ended up calling me. She was like, go take your stuff. I finished in 75 questions. Da, da, da. So I'm like, well, did you pass? She's like, oh, I got the good pop-up, yada yada. And I'm like, yeah, but is that like, I was just asking a million and one questions because I'm like, I don't know. But I ended up what happened? Okay, so I ended up just like thinking about it. I'm like, I'm just gonna keep my date. She called me again and she was like, girl, you need to take it, somebody else passed, you know, like 3 of us went, da da da. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna schedule it. And then I scheduled it for the very next day because that was the only date that was kind of like closer. And I scheduled it for the next day. Mind you, I felt like I didn't really study that much. I was out of school for about 3 weeks now. I want to say about 3 weeks. I got Archer. I was playing around on Archer, but I think I only did like maybe about 200 and something questions. I wasn't done with the question bank. I'm gonna call her later. So I wasn't even done with the question bank. I was just a bit curious, like, you know, I'm sorry. So I wasn't done with the question bank and I wasn't, like, I don't know, like, I just felt like I wasn't really ready. But then again, I'm like, are you ever gonna really feel ready for this exam? I don't think so. So that night, I basically went over some stuff. Earlier on that day, I already did questions. I listened to a Mark K lecture, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna take it. If I don't pass, then that will be bad. But you know, at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it, right? What the heck? So I like I said, I scheduled a test and I went in. It was all the way down in Fort Lauderdale. So mind you, I live in Florida, so this was all the way in Fort Lauderdale. So I went and I drove there, and mind you, I don't even like driving on 95, or I don't even like driving a long period of time. It's just something about it just doesn't sit well with me. But I did it alone. And I went. I didn't really tell a lot of people that I was taking the exam. That girl that was my classmate, let me not call her that girl, but my classmate, she knew about it because I was just like, the only date is like tomorrow. She was like, go take it. And I told her not to tell anyone because, like I said, I didn't really know what the outcome would be regardless, but I just didn't want everybody to know I was taking it. Yeah, so fast forward, I'm now at the location. I wanted to pee so bad. I got out, and mind you, I was a bit early. I was about an hour early, an hour and a half. So anyways, I went up there, and I was like standing there, and I was like, she was like, are you here to take a test? And I'm like, yeah. And then I'm like, PN or whatever. And then I almost said PN 90 because that's my school. They always like refer to us as PN 90 or PN 89 or like whatever. So it's like a number, and I almost said it, but I'm like, nope, wait, hold on, PN. So then, yeah, so she was like, do you need to use the bathroom? I don't know, I guess I was dancing a little bit because, yeah, I wanted to pee so bad. I was like, yes, please. And then she handed me the key. I went to go do my business, came back, and when I came back, she was like, so you're ready? I'm like, hold on, I don't know about this. I'm like, I'm a bit early. She was like, yeah, you can take it anytime. I was like, oh, okay. So so you guys know what to expect. She had me empty out my pockets. I had to do like this palm hand thingy print. I had to do that a couple times with my right and left. And what else? I had my glasses on, so she had me take it off, put it on this thing, and they kind of just like looked at it. I don't know what you have on your glasses, but I guess, I don't know, people try some weird stuff out here, but I don't know. They were looking at my glasses, just like picking it up, just looking at them like, okay. So anyways, they gave me the rules and everything, and I went in. I sat down. Before I sat down, well, as I sat down, I just started praying instantly. So here goes nothing. So I'm sitting there, I'm answering questions. I made it to 75 questions, and I'm like, it didn't shut off, right? Mind you, don't go into this exam expecting it to cut off at 75 questions because it might not, right? So I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh my goodness, like, why does it keep going? And I'm at 80 questions, and I'm like, I mean, to 85, I literally wanted to cry, like Moafabal. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, it's going. So at some point, the computer asked me if I wanted to take like a break or whatever. I decided not to because I'm like, because I feel like I'm just gonna go out there and I'm just gonna be super anxious. Because I don't know, I was already anxious about everything. I can't really tell you guys what was on the exam, but yeah, it was a lot of priority questions and delegating and all of that, so for future reference. So anyways, yeah, so I'm sitting there. I made it to 96 questions. I'm just like, okay. 97, I'm like, am I failing? 98. And then once I hit that, and then it just shut off. I was like, oh my gosh. So now I'm like, it shut off at 98. I'm like, okay, am I stupid? Like, do they think they don't even want to give me no more questions because I'm just doing that bad? Like, I was just panicking. It was just a lot of emotion. I was just like, I was super stressed, no lie. Anyways, yeah, so where was I? Yeah, so shut off at 98 questions. I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh Lord. So then they started to ask, no, actually there's some next gen questions or whatever. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar, or if you're a nursing student, you should have heard about the next generation exam for Nclex, whatever. So I had to had to do those. They wouldn't affect my score or whatever if I pass or fail or whatever, but I was doing it. At some point, I was really trying with it, but at some point, yeah, at some point I was just like, I can't be bothered, like, I can't bother. Like, I was just like, I need to hurry up and just get out of this place. Like, I felt like it was just closing in on me, the whole room. I just felt like, I need to get out. So I kind of, at the end, I kind of just like click on anything at that point. I'm really sorry, but I couldn't. So then I left. So I left or whatever. Made it to the car, told my people, hey, I'm out, whatever. So then after that I'm driving. I'm on the phone with my mom. It started pouring rain, and I hate driving in rain, and I'm about to get on 95. Like, it was just a whole mess. I had to pull over. It was just, I don't know, it just felt like, you know how they say the calm before the storm? I just felt like it was just storm and storm and storm. Like, ain't no calm. Like, it was just, I don't know. So anyways, fast forward to I got home, and I decided to do the Pearson view trick. I think that's what you called it. And honestly, I felt like I didn't want to do it, but my husband was like, let's do it, blah blah, whatever. So he put in the card information and everything or whatever, and he started to read the thingy, because I told him what the good pop-up would look like, because I previously watched like a video on YouTube on like how to actually do the trick. So then he saw it and he was reading it. I was like, wait, hold on. So I snatched the laptop and I'm looking at it. I was like, oh my gosh. And I'm like freaking out, because I'm like, hold on, I don't want to get too excited because it didn't really say pass or whatever. And I'm like, I don't know. So I text my friend and I was like, hey, is this the good pop-up or whatever? Just double check in. So then she was like, yeah, that's it, da da da. I'm like, okay. So then I was like, what's the website that you can like look up the license number or whatever, right? I don't even know why I asked that question, because I felt like it wouldn't even be there anyway, but I don't know. Fortunately for me, it actually was on there, and I felt like that happened so fast. I got home in about like 2-3 hours from me taking the exam, and a number was already there, my license number. So I don't know how that place do it, but it was already there. And like I said, I got the good pop-up. So yeah, I passed. I am officially a LPN, and it's honestly, guys, I don't even know how to explain the feeling. I feel so good. But all glory belongs to the one upstairs, because honestly, I wouldn't have done it without him and without the support of my family. Because yeah, there were moments when I was crying. I was just so frustrated, especially during my integration, leading up to the exits, because you have to pass the exits in order to leave the school or to get out or graduate. And that was a lot for me. It was a lot of studying. It was just a lot, honestly. So I'm just so happy. I'm beyond happy. Like, it feels amazing. It feels so good. And I already went to my graduation. I got my pin and everything. Yeah. I don't even know, like, it still feels like I'm supposed to be studying, honestly, guys. But now that I say studying, how did I prepare for the Nclex? Like I said, I took it a bit early. I really didn't do that much studying, but for the ones that really want to have some sort of like a plan and on how to study, this is what I actually did. So okay, so there's a couple things that I use. Sorry guys, but there's a couple things. For instance, this right here, this is what we use in integration. And I actually really like this book. It's the information is kind of condensed and everything. It seems like a big book, but it could be bigger, you know. But yeah, whenever I can I talk? Whenever I had a question, or like a question that I didn't really understand or whatever, or if I forgot something, I would go into this book, into that section. And yeah, so I use this book. I didn't really use it a lot. Yeah, sorry, if you wanted to just look over something, you can always go into this book. the next thing that I have these lab values. Sorry if you guys can't really see it, but I have this lab values, and I think I looked over this very briefly. I really had it on my schedule to like look it over every day, so these things will stick, but for the most part, yeah. I didn't really use this. This now, I looked it over a couple times. So I got this off TikTok. If you guys want this, I can leave it. You guys can sorry. If you guys want this this review packet, I could always email it to you guys. I'm not taking any credit for it because I'm not sure where the girl got it from, but I got it off TikTok because I usually always watch TikTok and see like whatever they use in order to pass the Nclex. So yeah, so I found this. It has like the precautions, it has like a bunch of stuff, like the position, a bunch of stuff, guys, and it's about 35 pages. So if you guys are interested, you guys could either reach out to me on here and just say, hey, can I get a copy of this? If you guys are not comfortable, if you guys aren't comfortable leaving your email in the excuse me, if you guys aren't comfortable leaving your email here, you guys can always just email me and just ask me for the packet, or I'll leave my Instagram as well in the description box if you guys are interested. So I used this. What I did, I looked at the, okay, so like I said, it's 35 pages, so I did about 17 in the morning and then the rest at night, and that's all I did. Okay, another thing, I didn't really use that, so I'm not going to show you guys. So I did write down my rationales. So these are good, I'm gonna call. Okay, so these are my rationales that I wrote down, and I'm still going, guys. So I used about yeah, so I used about this much pages of rationales. So yeah, so I got this book and I wrote all my rationales down, and I was supposed to look over them, but I did not, to be very honest with you. The whole purpose of writing down your rationales so you can revisit them, but I didn't. I actually had plans on doing it, but like I said, I did my Nclex early. So that's that. I also had the Marquee lecture. If you guys need this as well, I can email it just like how I said in the beginning with the other one. However, if you want to DM me or send me an email, I'll leave everything in the description box and you guys can get a copy of this lecture. It's the Marquee lecture. I did went ahead and highlight a couple stuff. I didn't go through all of the lectures. I think I was good on, I'm fairly good with acid bases stuff. So I didn't really, the only lecture I listened to was OB and the priority and delegation one. So yeah, if you guys don't listen to anything else, listen to those two. And yeah. Also on my iPad, for the Marquee lectures, I went on Good Notes and I wrote down, excuse me, so like it says Marquee right there, and that's the OB lecture. So I use my iPad. The reason why I went to paper was because sometimes my iPad would like overheat and it will the battery will go low, the pencil, like it was just, I couldn't be bothered with all of that. So yeah, so that's that. So now for the most important part. Give me about 2 seconds, guys, let me get to it. Archer. go in and log in on here. So this is what I use. I use Archer. Okay. Oh, actually, I think I lied to you guys. I actually did 492 questions. Yeah, so actually, I'm not sure if you guys could. I'm gonna read it to you guys. So I actually did 492 questions, and I had for the unused questions, it's 426 questions. And what else? If you guys don't know how to work Archer, or if you guys are thinking about working if you guys are thinking about using Archer or whatever, I can always log in on here because I still have 32 days until it expires. So I can make another video on that and how to, you know, maneuver Archer if you guys like. You guys can just comment that down below and I'll do that for you guys. But yeah, so I use Archer, that review packet, that Nclex review packet, and Marquee. So those are the three things that I actually use. For Archer, I really wasn't getting their questions correct. It's kind of like half. Like I said, I did 492 questions. For total correct, I did 224, and then for total incorrect, 200. So I wasn't doing that great, because I think with Archer questions, it's a bit vague. I feel like, and I think everybody say this, but it feels like a lot like the Nclex, and they're not telling no lies. Like, I'm here to tell you guys the truth. It really feels like it. So yeah, so Archer, Marquee, and those review packets, that 35-page review packet, and that's all I did. But basically, guys, that's all I used to pass the Nclex, and I'm here to tell you that although the Nclex is not easy, I'm not gonna sit here and act like it was, because like I said, I was very nervous and I wasn't sure how I was doing. So I would encourage you guys to just study. If you feel like you're not ready, I don't feel like you're ever going to be ready for this exam. And just think about it this way. If you don't pass the first time, then at least you will have that experience and you can go back and try it again. I wouldn't sit and try to study for 2-3+ months or whatever. I would encourage you, if you're done with nursing school, then give yourself about 2 to 3 weeks and go take that exam. And if you feel ready before the 3rd week, go take the exam, because you're just gonna sit there like myself and just schedule it for a later date and waking up and just having this anxiety feeling for a period of time, when you can just go take it and hopefully pass it. And if you don't, at least you know, okay, this is the area that I'm weak in, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say to you guys. If you guys have any questions, you guys could always comment. Yeah, and if you guys need any, I'm gonna be making more videos on this channel. I'm gonna be making more videos. I just feel like with everything that was going on with the exits and all of that, it just felt so overwhelming. And I can also, if you guys have to do exits in order to get out of nursing school, I can make a video on that as well, on how to study, because I just feel like sometimes you want to pass these exams, but there's not much information on how to actually pass or whatever. And I know for myself, when I was trying to study for the Nclex, like, I was looking at people's study plan, I was watching people studying or whatever, and all I can tell you guys is just find something that works for you. Marquee worked for me, that paper, that review packet worked for me, and Archer worked for me. If you feel like UWorld worked for you, that's great, but I'm just telling you guys what worked for me, and I'm just encouraging you guys to find something that works for you and stick to it. And every day, do something. Don't wake up and just don't do anything, unless you're feeling very overwhelmed and you just feel like you need a mental day. Then I would say don't do anything. But for the most part, wake up, even if it's 35 questions. I wouldn't say sit there and do 100 and something questions a day, because that's literally unrealistic. And I know there's people telling you, oh, because I know my professors, they were telling me, oh, do 100 and something questions. That's really not realistic, guys. Miss ma'am, it's not. If you want to do 75 questions and you want to watch a bunch of videos on certain disorders that you're not really getting, I would say do that or whatever. But like I said, just find something that works for you, and you're gonna do fine. You're gonna be great. And if not, you can always try again. That's the greatest thing about life. If something don't work out, eventually it will. So as long as you apply yourself, it will. So yeah, this is a mouthful, guys, but I do want to say thank you guys for watching, and for my couple subscribers that I have here on YouTube, thank you guys for watching my videos and liking them. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, like I said, if you guys have any question at all, just comment down below, and please subscribe if you're new, and just stick around for my journey. Yeah, so bye.